Hello and a very warm welcome to Richard V. Moore Gymnasium on the campus of Bethune-Cookman University here in Daytona Beach, Florida. Apologize for the little bit of a late start. It's the Iona Gales and the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, BCU playing their first home game of the season. I'm Michael Torello along with Malia Ahaligma, and we are in the first 2 minutes of the game. Wildcats trail 3-1. As that three is off the mark from Kariana Woods. Put back no good, but a foul underneath. Malia, this is a rematch of last year's game up in New York. Iona won by just 3. What does Bethune-Cookman need to do tonight to get over the line and take their first win of the season?
You know, Michael, I think that's a really good question. Overall, if we do the right lineup in the right matchup of the girls defensively, offense will come, because if we stop them in the paint and make sure that they're not scoring, then we're going to be able to dominate on offense as well. So we won't have to worry about, them keeping up with us if we are already shutting it down on our end on defense.
Baseline jumper doesn't go. This could be a very defensive matchup. Iona last year won the MAAC regular season and tournament titles. And we're one of the best teams in the country at three-point defense percentage. Of course, this Wildcats team, after playing 2 games against UCF and UF, 2 high major teams, they have a very good account of themselves against UF last week. They play tenacious defense. They like to jump passing lanes and turn the ball over. It's probably going to be a key to their success again tonight.
Yeah.
Into the backcourt here is Ella Fajardo, the junior from Bergenfield, New York. She gets it across to Petra Obrelova, one of the many international players on this team. Half of the roster for Iona are from outside the United States. There's a block down low and a shot clock violation.
Definitely, I can see it already on the defense that we're locking it down and that the coaches had a game plan from the beginning.
Wildcats down 3-1 here early on, wearing the all-white, going left to right in this first quarter. Here's Kariana Woods driving to the nail. Can't get past. Here's a jumper from the free throw line, won't go. And there's Sierra D'Angelo, the 6-foot-tall forward out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Malia, where the Wildcats got hurt the most in their first 2 games was down low. They're obviously missing the big size of Kayla Clark, the 6'3 junior. Here's a 3 from the wing, won't go. Long rebound comes down to Iona. Here is Natalia Otomazuri. And it's 5-1 Iona. But expect the Gales to look to the middle of the floor to find their success tonight. Woods drives against Fajardo, and then backdoor the pass is there, but the layup doesn't go for Damani Dorsey. Here's D'Angelo out high, guarded by Omariah Tucker. She was big for the Wildcats in the first 2 games. Kick to the corner 3, long rebound won't go, long 3 won't go, rebounded by Nia Jordan. Quickly in transition, here's Chanel Wilson, the conference newcomer of the year last year. Kariana Woods spins in the lane and gets her shot blocked by D'Angelo. Coast to coast, kick to the corner. Gomez, a 3 won't go. Offensive board, Oborelova. Long on the straightaway 3 is D'Angelo. And then a whistle and a foul against Iona. Feel free to jump in. Malia, impressions early on. Wildcats are a little struggling on the offensive end. Defensively, matching up pretty well.
Yes, definitely. Even now, we can't seem to get some points up, which we will eventually, but that's really going to count on our bigs, making sure that they get into the paint.
That one just lit on the basket after a nice shot creation by Nia Jordan.
And D'Angelo, she's just a strong player. It's hard to get around her. She's just getting there set, and she's making sure she creates enough space, but also being able to defend on the back end.
Trying to set the pick and roll up here. Wildcats double team, leaving Missouri open for a three. It's knocked down, and it's 8-1 Iona. In the game last year, Iona got out to a 20-point lead. The Wildcats chipped away at it and eventually fell by just 3. But you don't want to spot a team like Iona too many points, especially a team that gives up 67 points per game. Another layup is no good, and then a foul as a stray elbow catches Gomez.
We're definitely going to have to watch the perimeter, as Natalie, she was second on the team in 3 points made last season. So we want to make sure with that 3 that she just made that we're shutting that down immediately.
First media timeout of the game, we'll take it with them. 8-1 Iona here early on at Moore Gymnasium. This is BCU Basketball on the CatEye Network. The nation's largest HBCU football game is back on November 18th. Come catch your Wildcats as they take on the rival Florida A&M Rattlers in the 43rd Florida Blue Florida Classic at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Slow start for the Wildcats. They trail the Iona Gales 8-1. This is an Iona team with a brand new coach this year, and Shamiwa, who comes to Iona after 4 years at conference foe Farley Dickinson. What are some of the challenges of having most of the same roster as last year, only 4 players different, but having a different coaching staff in?
You know, with the old ladies from last year that's still on this roster, they might be used to the old coaching style, so having to adapt to that and being able to accept leadership from a new coach could also be challenging.
Shamiwa, very decorated at FDU. Led the nation in three-point percentage defense last year, and she brings that coaching pedigree with her to Iona. Another kick to the corner, open for 3. Rims out from Gomez.
And then we have a steal.
Kayla White battles for the board. White pushes it across. Wilson, corner 3. Too strong. Offensive board, Nia Jordan. Putback is good, and the Wildcats finally break the scoring drought.
That was Chanel McDonald with the 2 there.
Thank you, Chanel McDonald, one of the new faces on this Wildcat team, a transfer from Warner. 8-3, out on top for Fajardo. Fajardo from New Jersey. There's a wing 3 splash from Petra Oborolova. One of the many international players from Slovakia, played with the Slovakian youth national teams growing up.
Okay. U16, U18, and U20 for national teams. And she won the national youth titles.
Here's White on the perimeter. McDonald baseline. Tries to rip it up underneath. Won't go. Good defense by D'Angelo. The Wildcats get it right back, though. McDonald out to Wilson. Low post. And it's a foul right at the end of the buzzer. Good job by McDonald.
At least she takes her time with these free throws, get some points on the board.
That matchup, McDonald against D'Angelo, is probably going to be the most important matchup of the game. Wildcats undersized outside of that matchup. So if she can establish post presence, it's going to do well for the Wildcats on the offensive end.
For sure. And Wilson is also 2 inches taller than her, so she has to make sure that she uses that height to her advantage.
First free throw is up and good from Chanel McDonald. That's her first free throw make of the season. This is her first trip to the line. Gets them both. Wildcats within 6, 11-5. As I was saying about Fajardo, from New Jersey, but Filipina by descent, and has played with the Philippines national teams. Drive, and nice change of hands by Otomazuri. The native of Georgia, not the state, the country in Eastern Europe. Driving to the lane,
Wow.
DeShante Edwards.
That was a good drive. She was the MVP all 4 years of the Dallas Town area high school.
A sophomore now, DeShante led the SWAC in steals last season as a freshman with 93. Ultra-Missouri high post, here's D'Angelo. D'Angelo has the much smaller Chanel Wilson on her, draws the foul and one. That's the kind of mismatch that the Wildcats are looking to avoid.
Yes. Definitely what I was talking about at the beginning, because that wouldn't have happened if we had the right matchup.
D'Angelo from Pittsburgh, one of 2 transfers that followed Coach Shamiwa from Farley Dickinson, her and Ella Fajardo. Three-point play completed, 16-7, 9-point advantage for the Gales. Edwards driving right against her opposite number all the way to the baseline. Kick out Wilson. Wilson dances, shovels it across to White. White low post and has the ball ripped away. Smallest player on the floor, Fajardo, comes up with the steal. Otomazuri in transition. Front iron no good. And the ball kicks off of a Gales player, and they're going to call over the back on D'Angelo. Malia, even though the Wildcats have faced 2 high major teams early on in Florida and UCF, this could be their most physical matchup of the season so far.
Definitely. Both of the teams are bringing high energy. You can tell that they both want the win. We even have people coming in from the sides and being a silent attacker and even stealing the ball. So if we keep up the good work and the high energy, they'll be able to see what matchup ends up at the end.
Wilson denies the screen. White steps into a long 2, too strong. Long rebound down to Wilson. And then she throws it over the head of McDonald and out of play. McDonald wide open on the cutting pass, but Wilson couldn't find her. Now Chanel will come out for Cariana Woods.
Have some good
Tough
passing.
entry pass.
Yes.
The Gales do keep it though. Fajardo with White on her. White, the native of Cleveland. Freshly into the game here is Emma Donnelly wearing number 22. Handoff Otomazuri. Missouri gets a screen, gets to the baseline.
Shows some good defense by number 12 there.
And then Dorsey collapses to cut off the layup. White tries to stop, fadeaway jumper, too strong, and it seems that the Wildcats just don't have their shooting legs under them here early on. 20 seconds to go, first quarter.
Iona seems to be struggling to set up a play here. Almost
White.
a steal by White.
Fast hands trying to rip that ball away. Fajardo goes alone, and it'll be a foul as she was caught on the wrist. And with 1.1 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Gales will go to the line to try and extend their 9-point lead. Neither team has scored in the last 157. Iona trying to change that. Fajardo has averaged 7 points a game through the first 2 games this season.
The basket's good.
3 of 4, now 4 of 5 from the line early on in the year.
He's 2 for 2 at the line here.
Fajardo only 5-5 with 1.1 seconds left. It's going to have to be a full court heave by Kayla White, and it's no good. We're at the end of the first quarter. The Wildcats trail 18-7, looking for some answers on offense when we come back. This is Bethune-Cookman University basketball on the CatEye Network. Basketball season is in full swing. Come catch your Wildcats today. It's a non-conference doubleheader right now. It's the women's basketball team against Iona, but the men's team will follow as they take on Trinity Baptist at 7:30. Admission is free at Moore Gymnasium. Can't make it? Catch all the action live on youtube.com/CatEye Network. We head to the second quarter. Wildcats trailing 18-7. It's been tough sledding on the offensive side of the ball, Malia. What do the Wildcats need to do to turn that around and start getting those shots to fall?
Definitely taking their time. I feel like most shots have been forceful instead of trying to set up the play and get there, and then they're getting discouraged when the play doesn't work and just throwing it up there.
Moving screen will give the ball back to the Wildcats.
Now, Michael, do you have any tips you think that we can turn this game around on the scoreboard points-wise?
Well, I think we're getting decent looks, right?
Yeah.
But we're taking contested shots. We need to keep the ball movement going, move left to right. They're playing a zone defense, so if you can force a double team, somebody's going to be open.
Yeah.
Out high, here's Kayla White, gets the screen from Woods. Now Woods on the other side. Throw it into the post. McDonald, nice fast hands to grab that pass. Shot won't go. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And finally, one falls for the Cats, their first bucket in 2:43.
And then she took that nice hard cut to get there, and she was open. Defense didn't even see it, that she was able to get that layup there.
Damani Dorsey with the bucket for the Maroon and Gold, now trail by 9. And the Wildcats trailed by as many as 20 at UF last week. Pass is tracked down by Maya Zaccanini, the freshman. Givon in the corner, good for 3. Noah Givon, from Israel, and one of the best three-point shooters from last season. But this is her first in-game action of the year this year. Dorsey dances, got to get it off. Deshante Edwards goes left.
With a good drive there.
Yeah, really good. Got around her opposite number. Otomazuri has the height disadvantage in that matchup as well.
But you can tell she took her time and she knew what plan she was when she took that drive.
Otomazuri Draws the reach in. That's one of the things that the Wildcats did not do well against UCF in the season opener. They got in foul trouble, and they got key players in foul trouble. We're going to see Camara Langston come in to the ball game for the Wildcats. Up to Missouri. Transferred from Southern Utah 2 seasons ago. Was at Iona last year. Almost had that ball stripped. The Wildcats do take it away. Langston with the steal. White to Omariah Tucker on the baseline. In a bunch of traffic, will draw the foul.
That was good ball movement there where they were able to get that to the middle where she could even draw the foul. Instead of forcing the shot up, they took their time and looked for their teammates around them as well.
Fouls on Maya Zaccanini, the freshman from Waterbury, Connecticut, will send Kariana Woods to the line. Woods hits the first one, hitting 80% of her free throws this year.
She's good for the second one.
And that's one way, Malia, that you can attack a team that's that more size than you. Just drive and try to get them in foul trouble.
Yep. It's a great strategy for the coach and the players as well, especially when they can't seem to get around the plays that they're setting up on defense.
Backdoor cut from Givon, trying to make some space for Zaccanini.
Send it out to the corner. Doubt in the middle, back to D'Angelo. See if she takes her one-on-one.
She does and gets it
blocked
by Tucker. But then Omariah can't save the ball from going out of play. But nice job defensively by Omariah. Tucker was hurt the majority of last year, only played in 5 games, but early on has been one of the key pieces off the bench for this Wildcats squad. 24 points in 2 games.
No, Michael, even with that play right there, you can see that she's hustling, even trying to get the ball when nobody else was. So she's determined to get her playing time.
Had to get that shot off late in the clock. Nice rebound by Tucker. And now Omariah Tucker falls. Slow to get up. She'll rejoin the play. You can see she still has that left knee pretty heavily strapped.
Yeah. Woods is setting up the play right now. And she drives in the ball.
Too strong on the layup. Langston with the board. Tucker open for 3 from the corner. Bang!
And it's good.
Omariah Tucker, while 5'11" and almost a forward, that's kind of forward size, can really shoot that spot up 3. Wildcats have closed to within 5 here. Oborolova, who had a career high in the season opener against Seton Hall.
D'Angelo again with the and one foul.
Great body control by D'Angelo, too, letting her defender stand still under the basket, inviting the contact, and then finishing.
Yes. You can tell that's her bread and butter right there. For sure, we have to make sure that we're locking that down. Otherwise, we're going to get all our players in foul trouble.
That bucket for D'Angelo ends a 7-0 BCU run that they used to get within 5. And I think if the Wildcats can keep it within 10 and just kind of stay with Iona, they'll have a shot in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, we got Kayla White subbed out for Chanel Wilson. And the basket's good.
Almost too strong. Chanel Wilson, last year's SWAC newcomer of the year and all SWAC first-team player, yet to get off the mark tonight. She kicks it to Woods. And now Langston down low for Dunn.
And then we have Chanel McDonald with a hard drive right there and making that 2-point right there, getting some more points on the board for Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah, and she gets so much speed off of that one drive on her right foot.
Yep. She only took about 2-3 steps before she got that point.
Out on top for the
a nice pump fake.
Slovenian Oborolova. She'll get it back and fire a 3 and miss everything. It's kept alive but turned over. Wilson, Wildcats in a 3-on-2. On the other way, Chanel to the basket.
And it's good.
That is what Chanel Wilson does best. She punishes mismatches, especially in transition.
She's very athletic. You see how fast she drove down there.
Fajardo doubled. Aboralova low post. Chanel McDonald going to work on defense. Creates the missed shot. Iona the offensive board. Fajardo long on the three.
Oh, we got a tap by Wilson.
And she'll get the and one opportunity, a third chance for Iona, and that's what you can't have on the defensive side, second and third opportunities.
I think some of our girls are getting a little bit tired. Need to regroup and refocus and make sure that we're playing our best defense.
Deshante Edwards already has picked up 2 personal fouls, 5 other Wildcats with 1.
Oh, wow. And you have Noah giving on at the line here. She shoots, and she makes it.
Give on, as I mentioned, the Israeli native has represented Israel at both U16 and U20 European Championships.
Chanel bringing up the ball, and then she passes it over to the corner. Down we have it in the
Langston,
middle.
And again, they're trying to get that ball to McDonald in the post, and that's the second time they've just been too strong on the pass.
You know, I think patience is key. I think with the score being so close and the time running out that we're trying to force the pass, but if the pass is not there, look at another solution.
Halfway through the second quarter, we'll take a break and be right back. This is BCU Basketball on the CatEye Network. Nike is the official outfitter of the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Gear up on the newest BCU Nike gear at Nike.com/Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, and make sure you are representing Bethune-Cookman University Athletics to the fullest. Buy the latest BCU gear online at the Bethune-Cookman online store. Go to BCUathletics.com and click on shop to find the newest BCU clothing and apparel. That's BCUathletics.com and click on shop. Malia, the Wildcats outscored the Gales 13-9 in that second quarter, have closed the gap to 7. What changed from the first quarter to the second quarter?
Definitely the matchups. At first, we had Jordan guarding D'Angelo, but once we got Chanel McDonald switching off with Jordan, the momentum definitely changed because it was a good matchup between. But I see now that they switched it back to D'Angelo and Jordan. How do you feel like that will affect us going on forward?
I just think that Nia Jordan's a very competent player, needs to get correct feet position and guard up when the ball goes into the post. Iona on the ball, up by 7. Quick pop from 3 is good from Aboralova. That's the thing that's been going in Iona's favor. The 3-point baskets. 4 made for the Gales now, just 1 for Bethune-Cookman. There's Nia Jordan, mid-range jumper.
Good basket by her, especially returning the game, especially coming off of a 3. Then we have Fernando bringing it up here. She's been a silent attacker the whole game.
Yeah, she's kind of that pass-first, off-ball guard.
But a team player. Oh, we have a cut drive with a foul. That foul will be on Nia Jordan.
Yeah, just a hold as D'Angelo tried to get post position, and it's an important battle. Not in the bonus yet, are Iona. One more, and they will be in this second quarter with still 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go.
We have Tucker subbing out Jordan right now.
Fajardo against Dunn, gets her opponent in the air. Can't go past her, though.
Matchup with Givon and Dorsey right now. Oh.
Givon gets a pass deflected out of play, so Iona ball 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh, wow.
Go ahead.
You see that the girls are working hard right now. They're starting to crack onto the plays that Iona has been doing this entire time. So instead of letting them cut into the middle to even get it to D'Angelo.
Oh, that's a great finish by D'Angelo in traffic. Double covered at the end of the shot clock. 10-point lead for the Gales. Quick 4-point swing here.
Wilson with the pass. Oh, thanks.
Langston catch and shoot at the nail, in and out.
Got D'Angelo with the rebound. Passing it right up to Fernando. Fernando's dribbling in. She's just controlling the movement, making sure that her teammates get the ball and getting to her place. And then we have a drive by D'Angelo.
Block. Nice job by Kerrigan Dunn to get the block on that play. Wilson just drives and finishes.
Yes, slight touch right there, and that was a beautiful play.
That's what a lot of BCU's offense looked like last year. Just give the ball to Chanel Wilson and let her do Chanel Wilson things. Defender falls down for BCU. Open look. No good on the three, but it's another offensive rebound for Iona. Not sure what the stoppage in play was for there, as we'll get
a sub there.
Multiple substitutions. That one's a mystery to me.
Yeah, that was interesting. I don't know, maybe she thought she called a timeout is what it looked at first, but then we just had a sub.
The only other thing I could think if it was an injury-related substitution, but everybody looked all right. Iona with 10 to shoot. Lane is opened up by Fajardo, but almost had it stripped by Woods. Fajardo twisting and turning. No foul. The ball will stay with Iona with 2 to shoot. So a very similar position as the last possession. Last time they got it to D'Angelo. This time they get it to D'Angelo. And it's no good at the buzzer.
And it's rebounded there by Wilson. Wilson's driving it up. Got a pass there in the corner. Jump shot.
No good. Langston offensive board. Throws it way back to Wilson. Thought about the long three. Won't take it.
Then just calm it down and slow it down to make sure that they can get into play to do what they need to do.
Screen from Tucker, 3 from Wilson off to the left.
Oh, good. Rebounded by Gomez.
Gomez from Barcelona in Spain. Another one of the international contingent. 8 out of 16 players for Iona born outside the U.S. A little bit of a miscommunication on the handoff. Steal by BCU. Langston all the way.
Good. It's a good drive there by Langston. That was her first point of the game, am I right?
Yeah, and nice pass by Wilson to find her in transition. 1:23 to go. Wildcats have held the Gales scoreless for the last 2:13 and have closed the gap. Trying to get it down before the half.
I can sense a momentum changing definitely in the Wildcats. How do you feel about that?
I think we got to just keep them off the three-point line.
Yeah.
And we're doing a better job underneath. Not that time, though.
We have a drive in an open lane there with a backdoor by Givon.
Well, that time we doubled D'Angelo. Givon was wide open. 34-26, under a minute to go now, first half. Langston just pulls up in traffic and knocks it down.
She's filling it now, so that's definitely her second shot there.
4 straight points for Camara. Six-point game. Given open in the corner. Nice closeout by Tucker.
And a rebound by Langston there.
23 seconds left. This should be the last possession of the first half. Dribbling through traffic, Kerrigan Dunn. She'll hold for the last shot.
10 seconds left.
She'll get the screen. Drive, throw it up. Don't get the roll at the end. And that's the end of the first half. The Wildcats down by 6, 34-28. Strong close for the Wildcats in the second quarter, outscoring the Gales 21-16, but only scored 7 points in that first quarter on 12% shooting from the floor. So slow start for the Wildcats, coming back to bite them here at the end of the first half, Malia.
Definitely. So, Michael, I have a question for you. How do you feel like what doesn't need to happen on the Wildcats end for them to be able to finish off and touch up the score?
Well, we've only hit 1 3-pointer in the entire first half. They are 4 of 15 from 3. That's the big difference in the game right now. Chanel Wilson, we know, can hit. Omariah Tucker's already hit 1. I think inside-out motion, ball goes into the paint to either Tucker or Langston or even McDonald down there, and then if the defense closes, kick that ball out for an open 3. Here are some first half stats. First for Bethune-Cookman. McDonald and Edwards both have 6. Wilson and Langston both have 4. Tucker has 3. Jordan and Dorsey have 2. Dunn has just the 1. Woods and White played but did not score. For Iona, a game-high 11 points for D'Angelo. Givon with 8 on 3 of 4 from the floor. Otomazuri 7, Oborolova 6, and Fajardo 2. Just 5 players from Iona have scored, and I see that as a net positive for the Wildcats. Everybody but 2 have scored on the floor for them in the first half.
Definitely with the score points changing, with the Wildcats being more in the lead, it seems that they're shutting down more on defense, like I was saying at the beginning was going to be the goal to the end.
We'll take a break and come back in about 12 minutes for half number 2. Once again, your score at the break, Iona 34, Bethune-Cookman 28, but the Wildcats have been down in the half before and have made comebacks. Stick around to see if it happens again. This is Bethune-Cookman University Basketball on the CatEye Network. Welcome back to Coach Shy Court here at Moore Gymnasium, Bethune-Cookman University. It's the Iona Gales and the BC Wildcats home opener for the Lady Wildcats women's basketball team here in the 2023-2024 season. Let's run you through some team stats for the first half. BCU out-rebounded Iona 21-9, 13-12 on the defensive glass and 8-7 offensively, but only 9 second chance points for the Wildcats, 5 for Iona. 5 assists for the Gales, 4 for BCU. Iona turned the ball over 4 times, BCU just 3, a very clean first half. BCU had 3 blocks to Iona's 1. Fast break, Wildcats were all over the fast break, scoring 7 points. Did not let Iona get out on the fast break at all. They have 3 steals to Iona's 1. Points in the paint, 16-14 in favor of BCU. Points off turnovers, 8-3 in favor of BCU. But second chance points do favor Iona, 9-5. Welcome back to my broadcast partner, Malia Ahagaligba.
Haligba for sure.
We get set for the second half here. This is a game that was close last year, as we said at the top of the show. Shaping up to be close again this year. Wildcats have a slow start, but came on strong in that second quarter. What do they need to do to continue their momentum here in this third quarter?
Except from the beginning, they started more on defense, shutting down the defense. You see the scores stop going up on Iona. So if they continue that, we'll be able to fulfill it into the end.
Away we go, Wildcats in the all-white. They'll attack the basket to listeners' left here in half number 2. Mariah Tucker sets the screen for Kerrigan Dunn. She had 4 straight points for the Wildcats to end half number 1.
Woods has the ball on top, and she's calling a play here. So you got the screen set here by, no good.
She denies the screen. Mariah Tucker can't get the board. The shortest player on the floor, Fajardo, gets the board and draws the foul against Tucker.
Yes. Fajardo is just a strong, aggressive player. She's all over. You see her right here at the end catching the rebound, and then you see her hurry up and driving the ball to the other side.
At just 5'5". We were talking about this during the break. Now 4 players for Bethune-Cookman with 2 fouls. Can't afford to get your key players in foul trouble. First possession for Iona here in half number 2. Tried to throw that baseline runner, but it was covered well by the Wildcats.
The Wildcats playing a good zone 1-on-1 here.
Tucker a little bit over-aggressive.
It's no good. But then we have D'Angelo with the shot put up.
Another offensive rebound for Iona. Hard to imagine, just with the eye test, that they are even in offensive rebounds right now. Both teams have 8.
Yes, we got the foul there called on Chanel Wilson.
And that's Chanel Wilson's first foul. And Mariah Tucker comes out.
Feels like D'Angelo has been at the line the entire game here. It's good.
3 for 4 now, 4 for 5 for D'Angelo from the line with a game-high 5 rebounds as well for the graduate student transfer from Farley Dickinson. Followed her coach, Ann Shamiwa.
As D'Angelo missed a shot there, the Cookman gets it back into their possession. A drive here by
Chanel McDonald, beautiful.
That was a strong play there. Strong move by Chanel.
And the Wildcats did a lot better in the paint in the second quarter, 60% from the floor. Baseline run, open for a pop-a shot at the top of the arc. It's just a 2 from Oborolova.
She's been sitting at the perimeter the whole game. They're going to have to figure out a system to shut her down because whenever the other teammates can't get into the paint, they just throw it right out there to her.
And that's a kind of offensive set that I think the Wildcats could take advantage of.
Oh, good.
But they're just doing it down low for McDonald. She gathers her own miss. Kick out. Wilson will back up with 9 to shoot. I was saying that the shot clock messed up at the table. But what I was saying is that last play for Iona, where they went into the middle and then they kicked it out to find the open shooter, is something that Bethune-Cookman could take advantage of because you're finding Chanel McDonald in those post positions.
Ball goes into Wilson.
Backdoor cut from Woods. Wilson just takes the step-back jumper, just a little too short. Offensive board by Bethune-Cookman, can't cash in. Third opportunity for the Wildcats, again short. They get a fourth chance at it, and this one finally falls for McDonald.
That was a good play by they didn't give up. They made sure that they got the rebounds from all of them. It seemed like a volleyball game out there.
Volleyball season is over, at least at Moore Gymnasium. The volleyball Wildcats off next week to Texas for the conference tournament. Low post, almost a steal. Jump ball, and it'll be Iona ball off the possession arrow, but another nice job down low to rip the ball away. Fajardo will inbound. Wildcats don't contest the inbound. It gets in, and the layup is no good by D'Angelo. Wildcats in transition. Langston to Woods, wide open, long two. Again.
And she misses.
Again, the Wildcats.
Just a little too strong there.
Just not finding their range from mid-range. And that's usually a very deadly position for the Wildcat shooters. Fajardo double teamed, and a timeout taken by Coach Shamiwa.
I think we're falling back into we're getting the forceful shots up there, just trying to tie up the score. But if we just slow down and let the momentum flow, it's going to go. Wildcats
4-3 in this third quarter, down 37-32, keeping the game close here in the third. Stay up to date with everything Bethune-Cookman Athletics by checking out the Wildcats on social media. Give BCU Athletics a like on Facebook and follow the Wildcats on Twitter and Instagram at BCU_athletics. For the latest on BCU women's basketball, follow at BCUWBB on Twitter and Instagram. Early thoughts about quarter number 3, Malia?
Quarter number 3, they started off strong. We have still seen a little bit of the foul trouble, which I'm afraid of, but will not be the thing that will determine them throughout the game. As long as they get to their post and they're set and making sure that hands are clean, that we will be able to guard and do the best defense that we can.
And we mentioned right at the top of the broadcast, defense is key for both of these head coaches, Chanel Creighton and Shamiwa. Both teams play good defense, but in different ways. Yes. Wildcats try and turn you over, steals, force turnovers, jumping passing lanes. Gales just play sound zone defense and force you to miss shots.
Yeah, but it's like the good old saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And unfortunately, they've been able to stop the Wildcats by doing that zone the entire game. Now, how do you feel like the Wildcats could break that zone and be able to get some shots up?
Well, again, I mentioned the inside-out motion, and it's something that my co-commentator from last year, Eric Dennis, liked to talk about, is attack the short corners, go to the baseline close to the basket, but not quite in the paint, and either force a double team there, or you've got a one-on-one lane to the basket to try and drive through the zone.
Yeah.
You can't just pass around a really good 2-3 zone like Iona's playing right now. You have to dribble into it.
Yep. Attacking the ball, but even when they attacking the ball, they're meeting defender D'Angelo, 6 foot tall. That's something hard to get around.
We have not seen the 6'5" sophomore Allie Carmen yet for Iona. Gales on the ball, 15 to shoot. Here's D'Angelo just backing down her defender, kick to the corner, and a steal on the baseline for Cariana Woods.
She's driving and attacking the basket very fast there. They're cooling it down and trying to set up a play. With a pass there to Wilson.
Chanel Wilson only 4 points tonight. Very un-Chanel-like as there's a reach-in foul off the ball. Wildcats will have it on the baseline.
Foul there on Overleva.
Yeah, only 6 fouls on Iona in the game, 11 for Bethune-Cookman. That's fouls committed, not fouls drawn.
Oh, good
Wilson
right there.
Jab step, again short on the play. Offensive board, putback is good by Kerrigan Dunn.
Nice. That was a good rebound by Dunn there, and not being afraid to put it back up.
Dunn averaged 4.6 points a game last year as a sophomore here at Bethune-Cookman, a junior this year. Open for the three from straight on. It's good from Fajardo.
Fajardo has just been on that three-point line the entire game. We just need to shut her down, and once we do that, D'Angelo and Fajardo, those are the top two players that they've just been dominating the floor themselves.
5 for 16 from three for Iona. That's really the difference in the game right now. Wildcats only have 1 3. They're 1 of 4 from beyond the arc. Tucker at the nail. Kick it back out to Woods. Open three from the top of the arc. In and out, and again, lid on the basket for the maroon and gold.
And just slowing it down and taking their time. Those are going to fall.
Fajardo, hand off D'Angelo. Back to Ella.
Good ball movement there by Fajardo.
Tries to throw it back to D'Angelo. Barely gets it to her. And
it's good. She just barely throws that ball up there, and it drops every single time.
Fajardo off of back-to-back NEC regular season titles at Farley Dickinson. Now a graduate transfer over here to Iona. Wilson outside Woods. Now Tucker with a burst of speed.
And there's a foul
gets
there.
a foul against Iona. And that's what you need to do to try and break up this zone. Get the defenders in foul trouble. Draw double teams down low. And if you see the shot, take it. If you don't, kick it out for an open look from the outside.
And then here you go. You see the Wildcats breaking into that zone that they got going on. And you see that they're starting to get the fouls drawn.
Media timeout of the third quarter. BCU down 34-42. We'll try to close the gap when we come back. This is BCU Athletics on the CatEye Network. Men's basketball head coach Reggie Theus and women's basketball head coach Chanel Creighton are ready to tip off the 2023-2024 season. Wildcat basketball is here, and season tickets are on sale now at the BCU box office for just $225 on the lower level and $125 on the upper level. Wildcats basketball wants to see you this season at Moore Gymnasium. Out of the timeout, it will be Omariah Tucker at the line for the Wildcats, trying to break a 5-0 Iona scoring run that has given them a 8-point lead. Tucker hits the first.
She had her first 2 college seasons at Georgia Highlands College. How do you think she's progressed throughout here with the transition to Cookman?
Well, it's tough, right? Because she only played 5 games last year with that knee injury, but was very impactful when she came in the game. But you saw last year, her movement was very limited. She was still playing with a brace on her knee.
Yeah.
Was very much just a spot-up shooter in transition and when they could find her in open looks. This year, she's driving a lot more to the basket, as a wild shot is no good from Fajardo, but she'll get the foul and go to the line.
The foul was drawn by Wilson there. And that's Wilson's
second foul. We only got 5 players with 2 fouls for Bethune-Cookman, but nobody with 3 yet. But to finish my point about Omariah Tucker, right? She still has yet to, I think, adjust to the speed of the Division I game.
Yeah.
But that'll come with more minutes and come with more time. She is a senior this year, but I think has another year of eligibility with that COVID year and also redshirting earlier on in her career. So,
basket good for Fernando there. We have Iona backing up here, not pressing.
Yeah, they haven't really pressed all night. The
Yeah.
Wildcats, when they have pressed, it's been not a lot. Wilson to Woods on a dribble handoff. Woods around the screen, open in the corner for three. That time no good. Flashing through and can't get the rebound. Carriana Woods. Correction to Shante Edwards.
Oh, I thought D'Angelo was going to take the three there.
Would not surprise me if she has that in her arsenal. Is 1 for 2 from beyond the arc this season. Off of a knee down low. Nice job to get it back to Gomez.
Then Givon in the corner there tries to drive it in. Is still there.
And the Wildcats almost turn it back over. Nia Jordan has the ball at the half-court line. Wilson will wait for everybody to get set.
Quick recovery there by the Wildcats. It got a little shaky, but they made sure that they got the ball and that they're getting back into the positions that they need to be. And then we have a drive here by Wilson.
Nice.
Foul is drawn.
Yep, get Givon in the air and force her to foul. Givon says, well, my hands were up. Yes, your hands were up, but you gave her a hip check on the way through. That's still a foul.
Yeah.
Wilson not up to her lofty self-standards tonight, only 4 points.
You know, but the Wildcats still trust and believe in her. They're still making sure they get her that ball. And clearly you see now she's still on the line.
Third in the conference in total points scored last year, 16.4 per game. And of course was first team All-SWAC and SWAC Newcomer of the Year.
It's a good accomplishment, especially for being a graduate student there.
That transferred from Indiana. And another player that has struggled with some injuries throughout her career. Now the Wildcats show some pressure. Will Iona get the ball across? They do not. It's a 10-second violation. And it's another turnover.
Beautiful defense there by the Wildcats.
And that's a good mix-up by Coach Creighton. They haven't really showed that heavy full-court press all night. They bring it in when the defense or offense least expect it, and they force the turnover.
Definitely.
Wildcats trying to hang in there with Iona. Here's a pop shot from the free throw line, rims out for Nia Jordan. And again, the Wildcats back to getting tough shooting from the floor, just 25% here in this third quarter.
Edwards is locked in. She's not letting that ball get around her.
Shante Edwards, one of the best defenders of the country on ball, led the conference in steals last year.
You can just see her eyes locking in. She's not letting her go anywhere.
Fajardo around a screen, and a reach-in foul will go against Shante Edwards. A little bit of the announcer's jinx right there. But yeah, led the SWAC in steals last season, as I mentioned, 93 total. That's 3.2 a game as a true freshman, Shante Edwards. So she's still got 3 or maybe even 4 more years of Shante Edwards in a VCU uniform. Fajardo dances, drives by Jordan. Through a double team, scores off the glass.
Yes. Oh, we see Iona pressing here now, but it's starting to fall back. Have Wilson with the ball.
Back down by 9 after they had closed the gap to just 6. Wilson sees a drive, goes for it, and goes to the line.
Good foul drawn by Wilson there.
It's on Fajardo, and again, one of the chances to get some of these players off the floor that have been bugging you is foul trouble. That's Fajardo's second. Borolova has 3 personal fouls. That's probably why we haven't seen her a lot in this third quarter.
Yes, definitely.
Still only 5 players for Iona have scored. D'Angelo, Fajardo, Borolova, Givon, and Okta Missouri.
Free throw's good there for Wilson. Remember, you were talking about injuries. I see that Wilson had torn her ACL in her senior year of high school ball.
Yeah. It's a long way back from an ACL injury. I never had one myself, but I've had friends that have gone through that. Long rebound off the missed free throw. It's going to come all the way back to Shante Edwards, and the Wildcats will get an extra possession.
Good recovery there.
And again, the shot clock did not reset. So it'll be Wildcat ball against the scorer's table. I think it should be a 15-second shot clock, if my memory serves me right on the shot clock rules.
ACL tears are just so hard for the recovery road, but to see that she's still here and the athleticism is so strong and that she's carrying her team and making sure that she's being the glue to the team.
Edwards, backdoor pass, wide open.
Good.
And that's the passing to unlock that zone defense that I've been talking about.
Seemed like Jordan was just sitting right there chilling and was waiting for the ball to get to her just to do what she needed to do.
Another tough finish for Sierra D'Angelo. Led the conference in field goal percentage in the NEC last year at FDU, and you can see why.
Definitely being the leading scorer on her team tonight. Got 14 points by D'Angelo.
Jordan just pulls up from the elbow. No good, as the rebound did not go where Edwards was expecting it to. Fajardo, for being only 5'5", has 4 rebounds tonight.
Just the drive and aggression that she has. She's making sure that she's getting in the paint and then getting back to her position.
Out on top, D'Angelo. She drives, throws it up, and goes to the line.
She just draws in that foul there again.
And she can drive with her right or her left and be equally as dangerous both ways. And that's really tough to guard when, especially in the middle of the floor, when you don't know if your attacker is going to go right or left.
Yep. These are the players that we have there. They're not in any foul trouble per se. We have
well, Deshaunte Edwards, that's just picked up her 4th foul, so she's going to have to go to the bench.
Okay.
2 quick fouls on Edwards, and as I mentioned earlier, that's your best on-ball defender. That's a big loss defensively.
Yeah.
Still only 1 3-pointer hit tonight for Bethune-Cookman. 1 of 6 from beyond the arc. 5 of 16 for Iona. And of course, getting to the free throw line. 14 free throws to 12, so it's pretty even there. 10-point lead for the Gales. 1:22 to go, third quarter. Kamara Langston dribbles it off her foot, falls over, but
recovered by Wilson.
Steps into a 3
and it's good.
Knocks it down.
Second 3 of the game there.
And now it looks like Fajardo, who was in that scramble with Kamara Langston in the middle of the floor, is slow to get up. Correction, that is Judith Gomez. Hands on her knees a little bit. She looks like she can walk it off. Gomez, in her 3rd season at Iona, has averaged 4.7 points in her first 2 years, but not off the scoreboard tonight. 0 for 3 from the floor, all of those threes.
Gomez also is 2-time Spanish national champion runner-up at the Vincent Andrea U14 and U16.
And it's so interesting when you talk about the European youth system as compared to AAU ball here in the States. You play for a professional club. It's like if everybody played for the Orlando Magic, but you played like for the U8, U9, U10 team, just kind of worked your way up the ranks and maybe eventually could play for the Pro Orlando Magic. That's how their youth system works over there.
Yes, because even when I saw U20, I had to, fact check myself.
Another almost steal from Cariana Woods pushes it out of bounds, and the Wildcats have come way above the 3-point line on their defense here of late. And I think that 3 for Chanel Wilson was really important. Maybe try to get her into a rhythm.
Definitely. 7 points lead there by Winona still.
Nice handoff to Okta, Missouri. There's a 3, way off the mark. Missed everything from Sierra D'Angelo. We finally found something that she can't do.
We had a faith in her, but the ball doesn't lie.
She had hit one earlier on in the season, but that one way off the mark, and probably got an earful from the coach going back the other way. Well, what are you doing? Don't shoot those.
But I also think that shows us, see how the momentum has changed in Wildcats' favor.
They attack the other way, and it hangs on the rim and doesn't fall for Chanel McDonald, but she will go to the free throw line.
The teammates are still happy that she's going to the line there. Any point counts at this time.
Crucially, that foul is on D'Angelo, her 2nd. As we see the freshman Zoe Ward for Iona checking in, wearing number 30. from Gastonia, North Carolina.
She played at Ashbrook High School and finishing her career at Concord Academy.
Won a state title as a senior as well. And you don't get to this level of basketball without success at the high school level. When I do research for these games, every player is like, oh, deep runs in state tournaments, school record scores,
Right.
most steals in their high school's history, or team captains all over the place. And that's the kind of player it takes to get to this level. So if you're watching and you're a youth player, you that's the level you have to aspire to.
Yep, never get discouraged. It's not how you start, but it's definitely how you finish.
Finally into the front court as Iona avoids another 10-second violation with 36 seconds to go in the third quarter. Gap is down to 5, lowest it's been for a while.
30 seconds here left in the third quarter.
Off to Missouri, drives, gets past one defender and lays it in. Every time the Wildcats seemingly get a run going, they had scored the last 5 points. Iona has an answer. 11 seconds to go in the third. Wildcats will hold for the last shot. Kayla White. Screen by Langston. Drives, baseline. Nothing there. One to shoot. Got to get it off. And they don't. Layup didn't fall anyway for Chanel McDonald. So the Wildcats will go into the fourth quarter down by 7. 52-45. Work for the Wildcats to do in the fourth. This is BCU basketball on the CatEye Network. Oh.
Come be a part of the BCU Athletics and support the CatEye Network. If you or your business is interested in partnering with us here on CatEye Network, you can reach out to the Wildcats Athletic Communications Department at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. Again, bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu.
Michael Torillo, Malia Ahaligba here at Moore Gymnasium as we get set for the fourth quarter between the Wildcats and the Iona Gales. Janelle Wilson to the rack.
That's a great way to start off the fourth quarter, especially with the scoreboard being that way.
We talked about it right at the end of the third. Chanel hit that three with about a minute to go, and maybe that unlocks the Chanel Wilson show.
Get that roar in the Wildcat.
We saw Wild D dance it at halftime. Kind of pump up the crowd here at Moore Gymnasium. Fajardo with 5. Throws it down low.
Good
and
defense
another
there
block by McDonald.
Yes. Oh.
And White tried to go behind the back and coughed up the ball, and then a foul is going to go against Kayla White as Okta Missouri tried to come away with it.
You know, this could be a good stopping moment for the Wildcats to realize they do need to slow down a little bit. There is still 9 minutes left in the game. So just taking their time and making sure that they're making smart moves.
Yeah, and Kayla White's going to come out, and she's going to get a talking to by Coach Creighton. And I think the conversation is going to go something like, We just scored and got a stop. We had a chance for a 4-point swing. Don't do something crazy like that behind the back dribble and turn the ball over. Play sound fundamental basketball.
Maybe a little bit of overconfidence there, but then in the end, she'll still be able to regroup, you know.
Oborolova with 3 fouls, dumps it down low, and how often are we going to say Sierra Delangelo just bosses her defender and gets the bucket? Up to 18 points. Three, Wilson, in and out. McDonald aboard.
Oh, good pass over.
Langston can't get it to go.
Rebound.
Another rebound! Wildcats attacking the offensive glass to the tune of 15 offensive rebounds on the night.
You can definitely hear, even by the fan section over there, that the atmosphere has changed for the Wildcats. This definitely can be a turning point over to a victory.
Wildcats just hanging around, about 5 to 10 points down. They've been there the whole game outside of that first quarter, which was 18-7.
And the free throw is good, so she goes there with 3 points.
4-point game, and the Wildcats just kind of have to lock in defensively. They go to the full court press. Double team against Gomez, and she gets it to Oborolova. This is where that full court press can be punished. Oborolova takes the 3, no good. Offensive board, correction, that's Oborolova. Gomez took the 3. Fajardo to D'Angelo, and there's just nothing the Wildcats can do.
Yeah. And even the way she's throwing up the ball, she underhanded, going to a regular layup. She's just making sure she gets her points regardless. Wildcats here trying to get the ball down low.
Wilson in the corner.
She goes for the 3.
No good. Long rebound. Comes back to Langston. McDonald in the paint. Can't get the roll. Another chance for Chanel, and she'll go to the line.
She draws that foul there.
Tenacious. Chanel McDonald just tenacious on the glass.
Definitely. That foul is there drawn by Fernardo.
And that's her 4th foul, I believe. Not looking at the stats right now, but so Fajardo may have to come out of the game as Omariah Tucker comes back in for BCU.
See McDonald there, not giving up on her team, making sure she does her best, being there in the center to get those points up and draw those fouls.
20 points right now for Sierra D'Angelo. Her career high is 30 last season against Wagner when she was playing for Farley Dickinson. And that was the 3rd foul on Fajardo. Short on the second free throw. And the ball will stay with the Wildcats. And D'Angelo crashes hard into the wall. And she missed the padding and hit the brick.
That has to be painful.
Yeah.
You can tell it's taking a toll on her a little bit, but she's trying to shake it off for the purpose of the game.
She'll get back in, matchup one-on-one with Chanel McDonald. Wilson, catch and shoot baseline.
And
rips
it's good. Like you said, just give that ball to Chanel. She's going to do what she needs to do. Chanel Wilson, that is.
Well, we got Wilson and McDonald, both Chanels on this team. You can't just chase Chanel anymore.
Nope.
2-point ball game.
You can just hear the crowd in the back yelling defense, and that's all they need to do, and that's all I've been saying from the beginning. That's how we're going to win this game.
Oborolova back up to Fajardo. Drives right against Woods. Gets the 3 block.
There's a block there. They're driving it down.
Wilson in transition. Dumps it underneath. It's going to be a Wildcat foul after the scramble. Missed shot by Chanel McDonald, and it caromed off of D'Angelo and out. Wildcats with the momentum right now.
The fan section is angry about that crowd. It did seem like there was a foul there that was missed.
That's the more maniacs down there in that corner, the student section. Wilson goes to work at the nail. Pull-up jumper. Good!
Yeah, that's how you do ball movement right there. Wilson is just not letting up. She wants this ball game, and she wants it bad.
Wilson up to 15 points. Timeout, Iona, and the Wildcats are within 1.
Yes. Now this is a good ball game right here. The Wildcats have just been fighting so hard the entire game to tie this game up. And being 1 point down, you see the timeout even being called there, that it has shifted tremendously.
This is exactly what happened last year between these teams. Iona got off to a lead. The Wildcats chipped away and chipped away and chipped away. Eventually got within 3 in the fourth quarter. Couldn't get any closer. Now it's a tie game with 6:57 left. The Wildcats have scored the last 5 points. What has changed in this fourth quarter? What do you think Coach Creighton said to them out in the timeout?
Well, I've definitely seen throughout the Wildcats that the ball just keeps getting to Wilson. Wilson has had it, but Wilson has also been passing it out and being a team player as well. But now Wilson is taking advantage and making sure that she's getting her shot off, and they've been dropping this entire time.
Yeah, that's a lot of what last year it was Chanel Wilson scoring. This year it's Chanel Wilson scoring and assisting, finding those open players underneath like you saw with Chanel McDonald on that last play in transition. So I think it's a nice development of the game. I think last year, this is going to sound harsh, and I don't mean it to be, that Wilson almost didn't trust her teammates enough to where she wanted to pass the ball. She thinks, I can score myself. This year, second season with the same core group, they only lost 3 players from last year's squad: Morgan Beecham, Talisha Dostish, Yamani McCulloch. You know, when you're only losing 3 players off a whole squad, the starting 4, the same starting 5 from last year are still playing. It's that cohesion that is very important and that you don't get a lot in the modern college game with the transfer portal.
Yeah, you can even see on the Wildcats, even if the girls aren't touching the ball, they're still doing their part to make sure that there's no defender going to attack that other side and making sure that Wilson has the opportunity to get her shot off. Wildcats
will run the full court press again. 1 point Iona lead. Wilson up to 15 points. Double teamed in the corner, almost turned it over. Gomez, got to get it in the front court. She does turn it over. Oh, and a foul is going to go against Iona. And that's the 4th foul on Fajardo. That was a mad scramble on the far side of the floor.
Yeah.
Fajardo's going to come out.
Take some time.
And we're going to see the freshman Maya Zaccanini come in. That's a tough swap. Senior for freshman. Or correction, junior for freshman.
Maya's first time into the game?
No, he played in the first half a little bit. Has not scored, though. Tucker sees Zaccanini. Drives at Zaccanini. Can't get the finish. Good look, though. Take the new player into the game and test her.
Yep. It's about giving the underdog their shot in the moments of heat like this that will make the foundation of the team and the player itself.
Zaccanini thrown into the post. Nice touch pass to find D'Angelo, and she scores.
Another point there. Just getting off that rebound or just being down there in the paint to make sure she gets that layup. That's been her gameplay the entire night, and it hasn't been broken, so they're still working through it.
Approaching her career high in points, up to 24 on 9 of 19 shooting for D'Angelo. The closest other player to her on Iona's team is Octa Missouri and Fajardo. Both have 9. 3-point game.
We have Wilson with the ball here.
Nowhere to go with it. Goes to McDonald, 1 foot.
And it's good.
Nice balance on 1 foot by Chanel McDonald.
Making sure she uses that pivot foot there.
And a turnover off the inbounds pass.
Oh,
Wilson a jumper. No good.
Rebounded by McDonald. They're double teaming here.
And it's off of Wilson and out. The Wildcats have turned up the heat on defense, and that's been the change in the game.
Bringing that double teaming in, that's just going to be strong, and pressuring Iona there to make them want to pass the ball more.
Full court press again. Turned over. And a bucket. The Wildcats lead for the first time tonight, 59-58.
We have done there, making the turnover city there.
Again, they press. Gomez thrown up the floor. This is why, and that's when the full court press can fail you if they get it, if they do break it.
Yeah.
Not sure what the stoppage is here.
Yeah, a little confusion by the refs here.
All right, Wildcats will take it. Down by 1, 60-59. Still 5:22 to go. We're in for a barn burner finish here on the CatEye Network.
Definitely. Cookman only 1 team foul, and Iona with 3 team fouls.
Got to keep driving, keep putting that defense under pressure. McDonald in the low post takes a fadeaway shot and gets it.
That was a beautiful play by Cookman there. The fact that she was able to spin around and trust her teammate to be able to make that point.
Wildcats will drop off. They won't run the press this time after being beaten last time.
Which is a smart move. I think continuing the press in the time was just for the momentum to change. And since that's changed, let's get back to the game plan.
Nice move. Can't get the finger roll. McDonald grabs the
rebound.
board. Tucker with the speed in transition. Got to wait for her teammates to get back up the floor. Wilson thought about pulling up for that three.
She looked at her coach and was like, oh, let me stop there. We have a pick right there.
Wilson double teamed, kicks it out. Dunn for three. Overshot. Tucker tried to bounce it off of Iona. And it will be Iona ball. It's the hustle, though. You love to see the hustle.
Yeah, by both teams, honestly. You can tell they're both fighting for the finish, but it just seems like Cookman wants it a little hard.
Timeout. Bethune-Cookman, 4:21 to go. Wildcats up by 1. This game last year lived up to the hype. This year it's the same, and we've got a double dose of action for you tonight. It's the men's basketball team. You see them down there by the tunnel entrance watching the women's team play. They'll be in action against Trinity Baptist coming up at 7:30. Stick around for that one. Malia Wildcats outscoring Iona 16-8 in this fourth quarter after being outscored 18-7 in the first quarter. This is the turnaround they needed after trailing for most of the game.
Definitely. What do you feel has been the change of the fourth quarter?
They went to the full court press.
Yep.
They got the steals, they got easy looks that have fallen, and they got Chanel Wilson going. She's up to 15 points.
Yeah.
But it's been the battle of the forwards tonight. D'Angelo with 24 points. Chanel McDonald has quietly, quote-unquote, have 20 on 7 of 12. So
definitely quietly, because we haven't seen it, but she's been the one carrying the team so far with the points here. That duo with McDonald and Wilson there is just the Chanels and the Chanel.
Now, McDonald has 20 points in only 16 minutes of action, because she's been rotated out with Camara Langston and Nia Jordan in a three-man forward rotation.
And we haven't been seeing much of Nia Jordan for the rest of the quarter.
Wildcats press. Press is broken. Okta Missouri drives by Langston. Too strong on the layup.
Rebounded there by the Wildcats, and they're driving it down.
Wilson in transition, in traffic, and a reach-in foul goes against Oborolova. That's her fourth foul, so we might see her exit the game now. And Fajardo comes back in with 4 fouls. That's an interesting matchup to watch.
Especially with 4 minutes left on the clock there.
Yeah, if I'm the Wildcats, I want to isolate number 10 and drive at her, see if we can get her out of the game.
Definitely.
Deshante Edwards in. She also has 4 fouls. Goes to the rack, leaves the layup short. Still a 1-point game.
Wildcats just need to make sure they're matching up here and not leaving any players unchecked.
Fajardo.
Good ball movement there by Fajardo.
Tucker almost gets the steal. 3 ball off the mark from Oborolova.
And then we have a rebound there by Edwards. She's bringing down the ball.
Almost stumbled there, keeps her feet. Wildcats will slow it down, 3:35 to play. In a game that maybe in the middle of the second quarter you thought might have been done and dusted, the Wildcats have battled back, just like against Florida. Tucker for 3, no.
No good.
A nice box out by D'Angelo to get the board. Neither team has scored in almost 2 minutes.
Wow. With 3 minutes left, too. And see who's going to fight to the finish or if the score will remain the same.
Fajardo to Okta Missouri. Almost coughs the ball up. Nice dribble to stay with it. Now she's got to pass the ball. Backdoor cut is wild, and the Wildcats take the ball. Long pass. Here's Woods. She scores. What a pass from Chanel Wilson.
And then we even had the steal there by Dorsey being able to make that play happen.
63-60. This is mid-season style action.
Yes.
It's only week 2.
The Wildcats did not come to play, and we can tell that they've been practicing hard.
3 on the way, short, rebound, tap back to Fajardo. Under the basket, passes it out, and throws it away. Wildcat ball.
Wow.
And you know what? Fajardo has to be careful because she's got 4 fouls. You know she didn't want to go up and risk getting that offensive foul.
Yeah. You know, she was trying to look for a teammate for a pass and then ended up turning over the ball there.
Fajardo and Aborolova with 4 fouls. Deshante Edwards with 4 for the Wildcats. She'll come out. Dunn comes in. And if I'm BCU right now, I'm taking every second of the shot clock when you have the ball.
Definitely. Little game of hide and seek there.
Wilson rolls left. McDonald in the post. Turnaround jumper too strong.
Oh, she
gets
rebounds
it
the
back.
ball.
And she can't finish a third chance.
Tucker.
And Tucker puts it home.
Tucker right there with that rebound. Wow, that was a phenomenal play. She gets that rebound and then puts it right back up to be able to get that point there and sending them 5 points ahead of Iona now.
Largest lead of the night for Bethune-Cookman. Fajardo steps into a 3. It's good.
It's good.
You can't leave a shooter that wide open.
You cannot.
1:43 to go. Wildcats backed up by just 2. And it ends a 6-0 run for the Wildcats.
No, they need to take their time here. Don't force it. Don't rush it. Run that clock like you said.
Dunn. Looking. Driving. Kicking. Tucker doesn't take the 3. Floats it up. Offensive foul against Tucker. As D'Angelo had position, and that could be a huge momentum swing late on.
Definitely.
First offensive foul for either team in the game.
Yes. Risky call to play, especially this late in the game. Here's some upset from the crowd.
I think the crowd wanted the foul on Fajardo, who didn't have position, but they gave the offensive foul against D'Angelo, who did have position in the lane.
Yep. No, this is just what she's been doing, is getting set and getting to her position, making sure she's doing her job. So I'm not surprised by that play at all.
D'Angelo a game-high 24. And do not be surprised if they go right back to number 41 on this possession, needing a bucket down by 2. 1:18 to go. Into the front court. Gomez back to Fajardo. Watch number 41 matched up with Chanel McDonald.
The tensions are high here with almost about a minute left.
Short skip to Gomez. 11 on the clock. Fajardo, nice closeout. And then Fajardo throws the ball away again.
Wow.
Miscommunication with Gomez.
Definitely.
And the Wildcats a chance to cut the clock in half. And now you're wondering, will Iona foul?
Timeout here called by Iona.
They'll take the timeout with 57 seconds left. Raucous atmosphere
Definitely.
at Moore tonight.
The crowd getting hyped up, especially now with the scoreboard looking this way and the time left. What do you feel like the Wildcats need to do to be able to take this one home?
Get a bucket.
Yeah.
Listen, even if it's just 2 right now, it makes it a 4-point game with, say, 30 to 25 seconds to go, and then it's a 2-possession game, and Iona's going to have to start being chippy and foul and take quick shots.
Yeah.
So whatever you do on this possession, you got to do 2 things. 1, get points.
Yep.
2, take time off the clock.
Definitely. I think if they take it and slow it down, making smart passes, and even getting into breaking that zone down to the center, we're either going to have McDonald being able to go up and draw that foul, and or another player getting in foul trouble there, because all of Iona is going to be able to try to crash down and stop that point from happening.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if when it gets late in the shot clock, Chanel Wilson just goes to work and trying to create some space one-on-one.
Definitely.
But if we see some nifty ball movement, we've got Kerrigan Dunn, who's hit the other 3 for Bethune-Cookman tonight.
Definitely.
Actually, no, Wilson has 1 and Tucker has 1. So don't be surprised if you see Omariah Tucker spot up from deep to try and close this one out.
And, you know, honestly, Iona might be so focused on trying to crash down on McDonald that they might just leave somebody open on the 3.
Yeah, and that's the play that I've been saying that the Wildcats should go to all night. They haven't really done it.
Yeah.
They've gotten away with crashing the offensive glass. 22 offensive rebounds for Bethune-Cookman tonight, and 25 second chance points. That's almost half of their points.
Yeah.
And this is a team for Bethune-Cookman that was 3rd in the SWAC in offensive rebounds last year, so they know how to crash that offensive glass. Here we go. 56 seconds left. Wildcats with the ball. Chanel Wilson will just wait and tick time through the hourglass.
Which is only the smartest play to do right here.
Wildcats with a 2-point lead. 10 on the shot clock. They go to McDonald. McDonald goes to work. Short.
Rebound
Offensive
there.
board for Woods. Kick out. 19 seconds left. Now a 10-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Does Iona foul? They don't. Wilson gets a clear out in front of her. Screen McDonald. Chanel, left hand. Pop from the corner. No. Another offensive rebound. But it's turned over. Timeout Iona with 11.9 to go.
Oh, wow.
And the Gales are going to get a chance to tie or go for the win. And guess what, Melina? It's going to come down to defense.
Definitely. Like I said from the beginning, it's going to be the defense that makes or breaks us.
The Wildcats got one of the two things that I said they needed to do.
Yep.
They took the clock all the way down,
Yep.
but they did not get points, even though they got 2 looks at it. And they got 2 decent looks at it, too.
Yeah. Even the hustle, they're getting that rebound and making sure they're trying to get it out, but they just couldn't complete and finish on that last play there.
So now, here's the interesting thing. Do the Wildcats press and try and force a turnover, or do they play zone and try and get Iona to hit a deep shot?
That's hard to say. That's a tough one right there because the zone is what changed the momentum and changed the game for them. But when they also resulted, I mean, not the zone.
The press.
When they were pressing. So when they did that press at the last time, it went against them poorly.
We shall see. I think Iona's going to move the ball into the front court with the timeout. So they will start at the scorer's table instead of at the baseline. 11.9 to go. Wildcats by 2. They led by as many as 5. Both teams have not scored for 1 minute and 53 seconds. It's been a defensive slugfest down the stretch here at Moore Gymnasium.
Definitely. I'm a little scared of Cookman just trying to focus on covering D'Angelo there and then forgetting about our heavy shooter right there.
Fajardo?
Fajardo.
Well, it could be Fajardo, it could be Okta Missouri, it could be a Borolova. They've got so many dangerous shooters.
They're just throwing the dice up in the air here.
Here we go, 11.9. Wildcats by 2. The other question is, does Iona look for a post play down low with D'Angelo or try and go for the win with a 3? They inbound the ball, they do look to the post. D'Angelo goes to work. She scores. 7.9 to go. Timeout Bethune-Cookman, and now the Wildcats are going to have a chance to win it.
Wow.
Did Iona score too fast?
Yeah. They did, because that 7 seconds is a long time, especially in a game like this.
And the Wildcats are going to get the ball in the front court so they don't have to work their way to the line.
Yep, and taking away seconds, valuable seconds that they could have used, but it worked out in our advantage.
Now I flip the question, right? We asked, what is Iona going to do? What's Bethune-Cookman going to do? They've gone with Chanel McDonald, but the last couple of minutes, it's been dried up from the painted area for Chanel McDonald. Do they go for her? Do they go for Chanel Wilson? Does somebody step up in crunch time?
I think what has been happening is Chanel Wilson should take the ball, try, but if she can't try, get that ball off to McDonald.
The Wildcats, no strangers to dramatic endings, beats Arkansas Pine Bluff in the last couple of seconds last year, beats, I believe, Alcorn State with a last-second buzzer beater last year. No, Alabama State, excuse me, with a last-second buzzer beater last year. The men's team had a buzzer beater shot with Deshaun Dyson last year, so
I think that goes to the coaching as well, because Creighton, she never gets stressed out in these moments.
7.9. They pressure the inbounds pass. Woods gets it in. Wilson will survey. 5 seconds. Wilson drives. Puts it up. Too strong. And we go to overtime.
Oh, wow. Beautiful basketball on both ends there.
We said it would be defense that defines this game. And Iona gets a crucial stop to deny the Wildcats a game winner. We'll take a short break and be back for OT when we come back. This is BCU Athletics on the CatEye Network. Advertise with Wildcat Nation. BCU Athletics is offering sponsorship opportunities across the CatEye Network. For more information, reach out to Bethune-Cookman Athletics Communications at bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. That's bcusportsinfo@cookman.edu. For the first time this season, it's overtime at Moore Gymnasium. It's the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and the Iona Gales. The Wildcats had a 2-point lead until Sierra D'Angelo's 26th point of the night tied it with 8 seconds to go. Chanel Wilson's potential game winner was short at the horn, and the Wildcats and Gales will play an extra 5. Here we go. Woods drives, kicks. Wilson dribble handoff, gets to the lane, throws it up, no good.
Oh, tries to come back for that rebound, but just
Iona's defense holds, and it looks like D'Angelo got kind of hit in the mouth on the follow-through, as again the shot clock doesn't reset. That's happened a couple of times tonight. We haven't found a way to shut off Sierra D'Angelo tonight. 26 points.
Definitely.
But if the Wildcats are going to win the game, that's how it's going to have to happen.
No, McDonald's was keeping up with her over more in the third quarter, but I think she needs to get into that mode that she had to take her down as a defensive player.
At the high post now. Just backing down her defender. 7 to shoot. It's unstoppable, that little rip-through move.
Yeah.
Great body control.
She's been doing that the entire game and has been getting McDonald every single time with it. Once McDonald catches onto that, she's going to be able to stop her.
First lead since 5:23 to go in the fourth for Iona. Woods throws the ball into the post, and it's knocked away by guess who? Sierra D'Angelo. Getting it done on both ends.
Which is no surprise here, especially in overtime.
Fajardo up on top. Now Gomez drives, scoops it up, no good, done the board.
Have Wilson bringing up the ball here, waiting for the rest of her teammates.
To McDonald. Just a little turnaround jumper from 10 feet, ties the game.
McDonald's been doing that the whole game while she's been able to secretly creep up and get her 20 points there.
That's her best shot, that little turnaround jumper.
Yep, now she has 22 points, my correction.
Fajardo backs off, got a mismatch, but she doesn't drive. Long stretch pass, 3 on the way, good. Noah Givon. Now 3 of 5 from beyond the arc for Givon. Three-point lead for Iona. McDonald almost lost it. It came right back to Edwards. Edwards to Wilson, 5 to shoot. Long 2, goes down. Chanel McDonald. She's automatic right now.
Yeah, definitely. That same little move to turn around and put it up, and she's been knocking them.
Wildcats need another stop. Can't trade 2s for 3s. Down by 1. Gomez drops it off for Oborolova. Moves left. Back to Fajardo, 1-on-1 with Chanel Wilson. Wilson backs her up, misses the shot at the buzzer. Great defense by the Wildcats.
Definitely, and they pass
in
it over to
transition, Wilson hangs in the air and scores.
Good ball movement by Cookman there.
Wildcats with a 1-point lead, 1:45 to go.
Just coming off that rebound and making sure they send it down, not wasting any time to get a bucket.
Givon, defender Stubbles. Oborolova now, Fajardo left wing. Down low, this is the mismatch they want. Fade away at the horn.
Wow. Wow.
D'Angelo has tied her career high with 30 points.
Wow.
And it's 72-71 Iona. Oh, come on now.
A little hesitation there by Wilson, but still put it up and was able to finish.
Chanel Wilson off the glass. Timeout, Gales. 53 seconds to go, Wildcats by 1. It's been frantic in this overtime period.
Definitely, you've been standing up this entire time.
If you don't know, I stand basically for football. I stand the whole game, so when it gets exciting.
I know, it's hard not to just jump up out your seat.
Now, if you do remember, no fouls in this overtime yet, but Fajardo has 4 and Oborolova has 4 for Iona. Edwards, the best on-ball defender for the Wildcats, also has 4. So we could very easily see one or multiple players foul out of this game.
Yeah. Definitely with this fight to finish, if Cookman was smart, they would know who to put in the positions to take those fouls.
Yeah, and the matchup is Edwards against Fajardo. So if one of those players commits a foul, it's going to be the end. So they got to play very carefully in that matchup. And that's been a fun matchup to watch one-on-one.
Yeah. Both of them just going back to back to back, even, you know, one not dominating over the other per se, because D'Angelo has just been going and giving it to anyone.
If I'm Iona, I would not go anywhere else.
Yeah.
30 points, matches a career high she set back when she played for Farley Dickinson against Wagner last season. 11 for 14 from the floor.
Yeah, Fernando here with the ball.
50 seconds left. They do go down to the post. D'Angelo working hard, gets the foul. Chanel McDonald, 3rd foul, so not really in danger.
Nope, not in danger at all. But with 45 seconds left, it could be.
Go to the line to potentially give Iona the lead. 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
Wow.
And Iona as a whole, 84% from the charity stripe. The Wildcats have tried to be very physical with Sierra D'Angelo, but she's taken every hit and just kept going. Yep. She hit the wall behind the basket.
And we even thought that might be a breaking injury for her, but she went right back in.
No good on the first. She can only tie. Wildcats got to be ready for a potential rebound.
Definitely.
The more maniacs get loud. The second one is no good, and the Wildcats pull down the board. BCU survives. They still have a lead. We have 41 seconds left.
Wilson here calling the plays. Coach Creighton telling them to calm down and relax.
They'll try and use the clock. But you got to get points here. You can't give the ball to Iona with a chance for them to win. 10 on the clock. Here's the screen. Wilson drives. Wilson goes underneath. Tries to get it to Woods. 3 seconds left. Edwards shoots off the rim. Wilson with the board. Now they got a foul. They just back up. 10 seconds left. And they do get the foul. What an offensive rebound for the Wildcats.
Wow.
The missed jumper by Edwards, and Cariana Woods with her 3rd rebound of the game may have just sealed it for the maroon and gold.
Definitely, especially with her being at the line here.
Wow.
Now, who was that foul on?
It was on Givon. Correct, Givon. So it's only her 2nd foul, so.
Nothing too much to worry about.
Woods at the line. These are huge free throws. She gets the first one. 2-point game, 74-72.
With 9 seconds left there.
Remember, Iona does have a timeout left. They can advance the ball. Woods settles her hips now, shoots it, no good. It's offensive rebound by Bethune-Cookman.
Wow.
Wildcat ball out of bounds off of Givon. And now the Wildcats have to safely inbound and just run away.
Yep.
2-point game. You can't allow a steal off the inbounds pass.
Not at all.
Wildcats trying to close it out in overtime. Wilson comes free. Correction, Dorsey comes free. She's fouled. And Oborolova is gone. That's her 5th foul.
You know, that was saying the strategy to pick the right people to draw that foul with. We'll have a sub here.
It'll be Okta Missouri coming back in. So no real dip in power there.
Yeah.
But one of the top scorers for this team is gone. 8 points on the night for Oborolova on 3 of 6 shooting. And now at the line for more huge free throws, it's Damani Dorsey. The first one is no good.
You know,
still a 2-point game, 5.7 left. Wildcats got to get ready to crash the glass.
So she takes her time and seal the deal right here for 3 points.
Dorsey spins the ball, shoots it, no good. Rebound by Iona, timeout, and they're going to get a chance with 5.2 to go.
Oh,
it's the exact same scenario as the 4th quarter.
Deja vu.
So now I ask the question, do they go down low for the tie or outside to the win? The first time it was down low for the tie. Now, with less time on the clock,
I'm thinking if it's not broke, don't fix it. If that's been your game winner the entire time, I think the plan B or plan F, if all fails, is to throw it out there.
Throw it to D'Angelo, let her go to work, right?
Yes.
Because the problem is it's such a tough decision, right? Because if she misses, you lose.
Yeah.
If she makes it, you go to a second overtime.
Yeah.
If they get a 3, a good look from 3, if they make it, you win.
Yeah.
If they miss it, you lose. So you got to play the averages here. Like, okay, so you are now Coach Shamiwa.
Yeah.
What do you do?
You know, honestly, I would throw it right to D'Angelo, let D'Angelo work. Even if miss or loss and they were to still lose, it would still be a good play because D'Angelo has been putting in work the entire game. So that's not a bad move to play at all.
Now, if you're Bethune-Cookman, do you consider doubling D'Angelo and potentially leaving a kick-out 3 open?
I personally would not do that for the simple fact that Iona might be expecting that. So with that expectation, they're going to purposely throw it out there.
5.5 to go. Wildcats up 74-72, looking for their first win of the year and avenge a loss last season to Iona. Got to get the ball in. It's a scramble on the floor. It's a jump ball. Who's got the possession arrow? Iona does. It's going to be another inbound with 3.3 to go.
Oh, wow. Good defense there by the Wildcats again, though, not giving up and making sure they're attacking that ball. 3 seconds here on the clock.
2 seconds ran off the clock. Givon looking, tosses it in. 2 seconds. Okta Missouri. He got the shot off. It's no good. And this one belongs to the maroon and gold.
Yeah.
The Wildcats storm the court as Bethune-Cookman wins their first game of the season in the most dramatic fashion you can produce.
Definitely. What a good way to win in your hometown. The crowd is wild. Everybody's excited. Just in time here for the boys' game to do the same, hopefully.
Wow. My voice is almost gone. There's still another game.
There was just such a phenomenal game there by the Wildcats.
The Wildcats win it 74-72, and they get it done with defense.
By any means possible, I'll tell you that.
Let's take a look at your final scoring totals. First for Iona, Sierra D'Angelo, brilliant.
Yeah.
A career best tying 30 points, 12 of 22 from the floor, 6 of 10 from the line with a game high 13 rebounds.
Wow.
She did it all for Iona tonight.
Definitely.
Fajardo had 12. Okta Missouri had 11, but just could not get that final shot to go. Givon had 11, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc for her. Oborolova had 8 and fouled out, and nobody else scored.
Wow.
The same 5 players scored all 72 Iona points, and I think that's the difference in the game when you look. We're going to take a look at the Bethune-Cookman scoring sheet here in the middle.
Sure.
But I'll tell you that much, the bench for Bethune-Cookman stepped up tonight.
They did, for sure, carrying the team even in defense and on offense. I said if we were locking down in that defense, the offense was going to fall in place.
For Bethune-Cookman, Chanel McDonald has announced herself to the Wildcat faithful. 24 points on 9 of 17 shooting, 6 of 7 from the charity stripe, at a team-high 10 boards. Wilson had 19, most of that in the second half. 8 of 20 shooting, 1 for 4 from 3. Tucker had 7, Dunn and Woods had 5, including Cariana Woods. It's not going to go down on the score sheet, but the clutch rebound off the missed free throw to give the Wildcats breathing space in overtime.
Yep.
Deshaunte Edwards had 4, but 4 fouls. She didn't play most of the second half. Nia Jordan had 4, Kamara Langston had 4, Dorsey had 2. Kayla White was the only player that played and did not score for the Wildcats.
But I also think she didn't get much playing time as well when she did her fancy behind the back trick there. So I think a little bit of Coach Creighton just giving other teammates more time.
Yeah. Team stats. Bethune-Cookman out-rebounded Iona 50-37 and 25-10 on the offensive glass. That's right there is the difference in the game.
Yep, for sure. And majority of those rebounds were even there by D'Angelo and Bernardo themselves. So everybody doing their chance and doing their job at rebounding on Cookman's side definitely was the one to take it away.
Both teams had 13 assists. Iona turned the ball over 13 times. Bethune-Cookman just 6 turnovers.
Wow.
5 blocks for Bethune-Cookman, just 1 for Iona. 13 fast break points for Bethune-Cookman, but that's the MO of this team. They like to get stops and they get out and run.
Yep.
9 steals for the Wildcats, 17 points off turnovers, and both teams had 36 points in the paint. But here is another key stat. Second chance points. Iona 8, Bethune-Cookman 26 second chance points. So Iona was getting the offensive rebounds, but not doing anything with them.
Yep.
The Wildcats were putting them up and in.
Yep.
Personal fouls, even 17-16. Both teams had exactly 67 possessions. That'll do it for game 1 here at Moore Gymnasium, but don't go anywhere. In about half an hour, it's time for the men's team to take the floor, looking to build on a record-breaking performance from last week. Well, the final thoughts on the game, Malia.
You know, I called from the beginning, making sure that we had the correct matchups, and even, you know, we had Jordan on D'Angelo at first, but then making that notice, Coach Creighton there, and switches out for McDonald. And when McDonald switched that, it all changed, because I feel as if, you know, D'Angelo had a little bit of work to do there. It wasn't as easy for her anymore. So that defense there definitely carried us to the win. But I'm proud of the girls, and I'm proud of them to be able to finish strong and not be discouraged even when they got ahead, but then got it tied again, still was able to finish strong. How about you?
Yeah, I think that the key for the Wildcats, especially in the second half defensively, was when they went to the press and they started turning Iona over in the backcourt. They got a bunch of quick points. They were down by 12 early on in this game, and they came back, took the lead, almost won it in regulation, but held their nerve in overtime. Once again, your final score, the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats 72, the Iona 74, the Iona Gales 72. In overtime, it's a maroon and gold victory. We'll be back for the second game of our doubleheader in about 30 minutes. Thank you for watching this presentation of Bethune-Cookman University Basketball on the CatEye Network. For Malia Ahaligba and our entire CatEye Network crew, we'll see you then.